If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Stop and Shop Auto Sales presents the Coach Matt Griffith Show every Thursday morning, and it's postseason time now as we are in the first round of the 5A football playoffs. And Coach, an off week, I guess the guys got their legs under them a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, and it gives you another week to prepare for Alexandria. We've enjoyed that week of just honing in on us, getting healthy. You know, you just working on fundamentals. It gives you a little time to fix some things about you that you don't have time during the week when you're trying to prepare for a game. So it was a good 4 practices we got against Alexandria while they were preparing for Chilton County. So and we've had a good week this week. Kids have popped around, but they always do. You know, there's something about knowing that, you know, when I came back from Montgomery last week, that there was only 32 schools practicing in 5A. You know, and you let your kids know that, and then each week that whittles down half. So, I mean, and when you can put it in basketball terms, you know, if you win Friday night, then there won't be but 16 teams in 5A practicing. You know, and I said, guys, you got to look at it like this. It's second round Sweet 16. The next round's Elite 8. The next round's Final 4. Kids understand that terminology a little bit better than second round, third round, fourth round. So, you know, they're excited. They're excited about playing.
Advantages of you having an off week and your opponent playing?
Well, you know what it did. What it did was you got 4 extra practices on a team while another team had to focus on another team playing.
And a good football team they're playing.
Good football team at Chilton County. He had to concentrate on them all week to try to win that football game. That gives him maybe a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday practice with his kids to get ready for us. So I think there's a slight advantage by having that week 10 off. We felt that it gave us a chance last year at Jasper that we would not have had if we had not had 2 weeks to prepare for Jasper.
What do you see in Alexandria that concerns you on tape?
Well, you know, they're snapping it basically into a wildcat formation to a single wing every time. And number 18, he's a very, very good football player. He's fast, he's quick, he's tough. They've got a number 2 and a number 7, a number 1 that they all float in and out of there. Their Mike linebacker and nose guard, and the guy they snap it to also plays free safety. They're a very tough, well-coached bunch of kids. That is a very proud, historic program in Alexandria. You can go back from Todd Ginn's the head coach. He is the son of Larry. Wow. You know, all 3 sons.
A lot of tradition there.
A lot of tradition. Coach Ginn worked for Lou Scales all those years. You know, and I tell you, it's a fascinating school. Larry Ginn won a state championship in football and basketball. He was the basketball and football coach forever. You know, and I just get tickled when people say, well, you can't do both. Well, you got a Hall of Famer that did both forever. So, you know, it's a very historic program, and it's always been a tough place to play when you go into Death Valley.
Teams that compare to Alexandria that you have played this year?
You know, that's tough. I don't know. You know, they've got that tough up front kid, reminds you of a Clay Central kid, but they're not quite that size. They don't have the size that Clay has. Their athletes are not the size of Clay's, but the fierceness in which they play, the pride in which they play reminds you of that school. You know, we've got our hands full. We think we've got a good football team. They've got a good football team. We're both very proud, historic football program. So it's going to be a good football game.
And it'll be a very loud environment that you walk into as well.
Sure. I mean, look, the one thing about going into Alexandria is Alexandria cares about Alexandria, you know, and their folks are going to be there, but Sylacauga folks care about Sylacauga. I hope our people travel well. It's going to be a heck of a football game, and we're looking forward to it. You know, I've been here 15 years. We've never played Alexandria. I've been coaching for 28. I've never been at a school that plays Alexandria, so I've always been an outside looking in on that program. And so, you know, we're excited about it.
On the offensive side of the football for Sylacauga. You've been able to run the football. You got two backs at over 100 yards and a multitude of games. You got a quarterback who has come along. He's improved, and that's what you were looking for.
Sure. And JD's going to have to play well. I mean, JD's going to have to play well. We're going to have to use some play action against them. They're going to keep 7 in the box at all times. They do it even with a team that throws all the time. They run a bare front. And they're going to give you some throws that you're going to have to make. Both backs are going to have to play well, which means this: you're going to have to play well up front. I don't think we've played well up front in a couple of weeks, so I think we're due to play well up there. And we're like I said, both backs are multiple over 1,000 yards right now. JD's come a long way. We feel very confident going in that our offense is clicking all week. And defensively, we're just going to have to bend and not break. We're going to have to contain those guys. They try to outflank you a lot and get outside, and we can't let them do that.
I was looking at the brackets over the weekend, and 8-2, and coming out of a region with Clay Central, among others, and it's just amazing that Sylacauga is 8-2, a third seed, and you could have easily won the region. That's right.
Yeah, we could have. It could have gone either way. It really came down to, it was a Mortimer, Jordan, us, Clay, center point. We knew it. We talked about it all summer that any of those 4 could be 1, 2, 3, or 4, and it ended up that's Clay beat us, Mortimer, Jordan beat us in overtime. We beat center point. Then Mortimer, Jordan beats Clay. Then Clay beats center point, and it just goes on and on and on. I think it's one of the toughest regions in 5A, and we just talked about it before we got on the show. It reminds you of that 3A region with Randolph and Welborn and Piedmont. You've got, 3 teams 9-1?
In the top 6.
And one's 1, one's 2, and one's 3. So, but here's the thing about playing in a tough region. Hopefully it pays off as you go into the playoffs, that you're used to playing that top-notch competition, and then you start winning your brackets, because at this stage in the game, it's anybody's game. You have to keep winning before, or you're taking up helmets and shoulder pads the next day. And so it's all or nothing every Friday night.
Well, there certainly wasn't any gimmies in the region you guys were in for sure. So good luck to the Aggies tomorrow night. Everybody healed up and good to go, I hope?
Everybody's healed up. Clay Brazier, is still nursing a little bit of an ankle right there. He practiced yesterday a little bit. He'll practice a little bit today. We're just trying to ease him on that ankle right now. But right now, we're really fresh after a week off, and we're healed up, and we're ready to go.
A little tidbit as you leave this morning that fans can ponder that Sylacauga has got to do. We always know about the normal things, but what about a little tidbit of something that you picked up and say, Sylacauga's got to do this?
Well, here's what if you compare it to last week's game, when we're inside the 30, you have to come away with points in big ball games, whether that points be a field goal, whether it be a touchdown. You have to take advantage of scoring opportunities, or they're going to come back and haunt you in a playoff game. Those are my concerns. We can't give up a sweep or a wildcat counter or whatever for a 60-yard touchdown. Make the tackle, make them keep snapping the football. Those big plays are what I'm worried about more than anything else right now.
All right, Alexandria and Sylacauga, first round of the 5A playoffs. That will be our Alabama High School Athletic Association High School Game of the Week right here on WOTM statewide tomorrow night. Coach, good luck.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
More Daybreak right after this.